Happy Friday, Tour.
Happy Friday, Consuela.
How are you doing today?
I am glad it's the weekend.
So
I'm
am
doing
I.
well, though.
So am I. I, too, am very glad it is the weekend. So, let's see. Styling was easy enough because these are alternate outfits for the field trip to Japan.
Yeah, we cheated a little bit.
Because we had no time to style something new. So, our avatars have been in the same outfit since last weekend.
Yes.
Because largely we're very busy with work during the week. Each of us.
They're good outfits, though.
They are. And they didn't get any airtime.
Right, exactly.
So we hate to waste a good outfit.
Yeah.
So this was our field trip look. We had a very successful field trip to Japan. That's actually where we are now. We came back to the sim to shoot our opening since we're still styled in this way.
The sim is Yanagi no Ogawa.
Yes. And I thought it was an amazing field trip. The sim owner and sim designer were very, very helpful. Took us on a guided tour. I think the trip in its entirety with the tour and everything was about, at least when you and I had to dip out, we were about 2.5 hours in, 2 hours, 45 minutes maybe. And I know it went on a little longer than that.
It was such an unexpected treat to have Yuta and Benray give us not only a tour of the sim, but also Yuta is actually Japanese.
Yes.
And was able to teach us a fair bit as well. So it was not just like a photography tour, but we got to learn quite a number of things. Yeah.
He was able to explain why different elements were on the sim and how they relate to First Life. And it just added a whole nother layer to the experience, which was really, like you said, there's no better way to say it. That was really a special treat. Yeah. I believe Hadley has recruited him to teach at LLP. I did see that on SL Facebook. So I'm curious to see what he'll teach. I know the kids wanted karate. Some wanted lessons in Japanese. So we'll see.
Or Japanese culture.
Right?
History and stuff, yeah.
So we'll see what comes to pass. But both of them, but I really feel Yuta really loved the kids. Like he wanted to hold all of their hands.
Yeah.
And just I could hear it in his voice. He was so excited.
Yeah. He seemed to really be thrilled.
Yeah.
Was laughing and having a good time.
Yep. And the kids were having a good time too. So it was great.
Yep.
So if we talk about our styling then, you actually styled first for this look. This is what you had originally styled. And then I went to Neo Japan and fell in love with the Gabriel outfit. And I was like, oh, well, for matchy-matchy, because I'm wearing this.
Yep.
And we're still not exactly matchy-matchy. I have a little yellow in my outfit, but I really didn't want to go full yellow. I was still feeling the pink. So, but I thought, there's a connection. I've got yellow on and black, right?
Yeah.
So tell us about your outfit first.
Okay, so my outfit. So, I should start off by saying I think I mentioned this last week a little bit, but I was starting to go down a particular styling road, actually, based on the Gabriel outfit, and I also looked at an outfit by Toxic, I think it is. Let me just confirm that. Tox. I don't know what it is. But it was one of the other ones that was there at the Neo Tokyo event.
Okay.
But
wait, you're talking about your hair?
Well, okay, so I'm getting there.
Because that's Dura.
Yeah.
If you were looking for the other name, I wasn't sure what name you were looking for.
Well, yeah. So Dura was part of it. That was a collab.
Yeah.
So it was they did the Dura, and I cannot find in my inventory who the other creator was. But what I decided to do was, toxic. Yeah, it is toxic. It just is spelled in a funny way.
Okay.
I was looking for it with an X. Like, that's foolish of me. It's obviously TOKSIK. Anyway.
Yes. Gotta love SL creative spellings. Or calling something a shirt so you can find it.
Yeah. So, but I was like, I could go with this club outfit sort of look, but then I don't really feel particularly chaperone-y.
I like that you were trying to be chaperone-y.
I wanted to be more chaperone-y, so instead I deviated to kind of reading up on what, contemporary casual attire looks like in Japan. Specifically around the Tokyo area. And so I think I sent you a link.
You did? Oh, do you want me to grab it and put it in my internet window?
I guess so.
While you're talking about it, let me go grab that.
Yeah, I've got it here, if you want to.
Oh, I was scrolling back. Let me scroll back down now.
Yep. So, I was kind of just using this as a guide to get some ideas. It's all over the place. But I kind of liked the oversized blazers. I liked the light bright outerwear. I tried to incorporate those into it. I saw a lot of otherwise kind of black or dark underneath the outerwear. So I kind of was inspired by this sort of style, and then started digging through both my inventory and creators, and landed on this outfit by Ascend.
Oh, okay.
And this is the Yuto Urban Jacket and Yuto Urban Trousers and Urban Boots. So it's a full outfit. It's very customizable. And I was very happy with how it looked, because it hit that vibe. I felt pretty well.
Yeah. You even had an umbrella for a little bit. I'm scrolling and I get to pictures of them with umbrellas.
Oh, yeah. I did. Yep.
Wait, there was an umbrella you picked up. Was it Puddles?
Junk food.
Oh, my goodness. Sorry.
It's the junk food.
Junk food.
Umbrella.
That's right.
Yep. Now, one thing I didn't like about the jacket is it didn't have an undershirt. So I'm actually leaning into a layer.
I see.
Yeah. This is just a plain, ordinary clothing layer that I had from way, way back when.
All right, because your avatar is old enough.
Yeah, it is.
You got lots of clothing layers.
Yeah. So it is called Male Outfit 3 Undershirt. So do with that what you will. And the hair, yes, is Dura Delusion hair. I was wearing this last week as well, but I recolored it to match this outfit. The glasses are by Earthstone's eyeglasses. They're called the Yesterday, but I thought the round style of them fit this very well. And let's see. I still have on my no match chin scruff. I still have on my soul earrings. But other than that, that's pretty much my style.
Okay, very good. So for me, I have the same hair that I had on last time. Let me turn on my interface.
Fantastic.
Let me accept things. Oh, look, Noveni's making an appearance. You won't be able to see it till you watch the video, but I was opening things, and I'm opening all the wrong things right now. So, let's see. Outfit. Okay. So I am wearing, the hair is, I want to say, Ayashi. Yep. It's the Katori hair with earring, hairpin. Like, it came with accessories. You could buy different versions of it, premium, exclusive. So there's different variations available in Neo Japan. So I just kept this on from last time. Let's see, the outfit itself, I want to say is the Ruri Hakama. Can you double check me and make sure I'm reading the right thing?
Yes, Ruri Hakama.
Yeah, by Kiru. And so I was looking for something more modest to wear as the teacher on the field trip.
Yep.
So than what I had on before, and I felt like this hit the mark. And then my shoes are another Tentacio that was available.
Yuri Okobo.
Yep. And they're a little less high. But they have
still
this...
very much have a hoof look, especially the way it interacts with your toes. Is great.
Yeah. So I thought they were cute.
Yep.
So let's see. All right. So, and I think that is mostly it for my outfit. I'm going to touch on the usual Alt 3, Soleil Skin, Imperfections by Izzy's, AO by Oh My. And I have to say, I've gotten some, I don't know if it was Masumi or Karamiya or both of them, but just the feedback on using dances as a turn.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a stroke of genius.
Yeah. Well, you know, I wanted a completely Oh My AO, and I'm like, well, they got a bunch of dances. Some of these might work. Totally
Speaking
did.
Of Oh My, they are on the list this week. So
yay.
we might get a little bit more to load up the AO with.
Yeah, you know it. I also have Veechi on. Same nails as always because I never take them off. So these are the glitter tips, the ducky glitter tips, or duck. I should probably call them duck, not ducky. And yeah, and I have my new shine on, the shine that we picked up at Alt 3. What was that one called? The last time.
I can't remember.
Go back. Let's see. Go over
While
here.
you're looking, I'll also mention Veechi is also on the list this week, so it's gonna be a fun time.
You think maybe there's some duck in there? Quack quack.
No.
Yeah, the shine's called After Party. I wanted to say that, but I didn't want to misspeak. Yeah. So so I have that on.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so I think that covers me. I'm gonna turn my interface on because off. As soon as I turned it on, all this noise. Like, I love a clean screen. And then I turn it on and it's like, group chat, this I am, this notice, this, you got this on the subo. Like, no.
Yeah.
Whew, that's why I have my interface off during videos.
That's part of
It's
what we
too noisy.
Yep.
You know, although I've watched enough SL vloggers to know that some don't like to turn their interface off. Like, they need it there and it feels weird for them.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
well, especially if they're doing it alone.
yeah.
You know, they kind of need it.
You do kind of need it. Good thing I have you. That's not the only reason, but you know, it's very helpful to keep a clean recording. So
yeah, I think so.
Yeah. All right. So before I dive into Second Life news, I want to pause a minute because I need a behind the scenes question for you. So we'll be right back. Okay.
Okay.
All right, Tour. I'm not going to recap too much, but we're on a rough road tonight.
Yeah, we are.
It's mostly me. I'm on the struggle bus and Tour is along for the ride. So, all right. So we're going to talk about Second Life news. So I'm going to open my internet window, which works now because I didn't minimize it. And really the only news that we have is that there's new last names, which is always exciting. And it's like, do I want any of them? Which alt do I have to rename? No.
So we have Fireheart, Ravenwood, Zenor, Whisperwind, Starforge, Zutchitl.
No, I knew you were going to say that wrong.
I don't know how to pronounce that.
That's like Mexican. It's Xochitl.
Okay. That sounds fun.
Yeah.
Say it again for me.
Xochitl.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Here to correct me. I appreciate it.
No, this is a name.
Yeah.
This is a name like if I had a daughter, like I would have wanted to name her Xochitl.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good to know. And then we have Finchfield, Azalea, Seabrink, Pawprint, Moorhead, and Osborne.
Do any of these new last names appeal to you?
Starforge is interesting, but it's not one I would necessarily invest in.
Yeah. And for me, Xochitl is a first name, so I wouldn't pick it as a last name.
Okay.
Although, you know, that's probably the only one on this list that jumps out at me, to be honest. It also reminds me of names like there's another name that's Lali, which is also spelled with an X at the beginning. I've had students in First Life, one of them that was named Xiomara, Xiomara. So, you know, I love pretty names like that with X's at the start, making that Spanish like S sound, which not everybody reads that way.
Right.
But yeah. And then I had to check and see, I'm like, is this picture done by Wicca? No. Because last time they came out with new names, it was hers. So
that was awesome.
Yeah. So, all right. Yeah. New names. Let's see. They have a suggestion form.
Names have rotated in as well. So.
Oh, okay. Another big last name refresh, removing some of the older last name options and adding the following new ones.
Right.
And so then they have the full list there that you have to choose from.
Yes. Yep.
Is Rizzler still on there?
It is.
Oh, it is. You can still be a Rizzler if you want to join the Rizzler family.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's a good. It looks like are the ones that are toward the end, are they like falling off? Because I like Sausage and Pixel Bottom, and I know we have some alts with last names like that. It's like that's where they get pushed off. No, because Azalea's right there.
Know.
I don't know if there's any rhyme or reason to this list in terms of its order.
I don't either. Yeah.
So. Yeah. Yep. But like I said, they have a suggestion form if you're trying to pitch new last names. So have at it.
Yep.
All right. That was the only news. And I was like questioning you. I'm like, Tour, is that really the only news? Because last time you didn't get all the news. And you're like, Consuela, that's all the news. And I'm like, Tour, you're right. And that also reminded me that I need to start recording while we're setting up, because we are amusing even then as we prep to start. So
kind of funny.
We are. And I think 300 other people agree. About 310 or so. Although lately we keep going up by a few and down by a few. And I'm like, no, it tortures me every time. Like, it's like, up, yay, down, what happened? But I know I read into it too much. I just don't like to see us lose ground, is all I'm saying. So you get that hope for that speedo, and then it starts dwindling. And I'm like, no. So anyway, that was Second Life news. So the next thing is Seraphim. So according to Seraphim, the title of the post today is Before or After You File... Enjoy 50 Linen Fridays. Is this a reference to tax day?
It must be, which, is Monday.
Yeah.
So hopefully people got their stuff filed.
Yeah. Misha is reminding people to file your taxes and to also shoplift.
Yeah.
So,
or, shoplift with your sweet tax returns or whatever.
For those who get them.
Yeah.
So maybe it's like spend your linens before you have to pay your taxes. So, yeah. Thanks, Misha, for the reminder on that. According to her post, a few designers might be MIA, and I hope this isn't the case because she lists Clef de Pau, Mug, Vespertine, and Oh My.
Huh.
And I'm like, not Oh My. Not that any of there, I don't like anyone to be missing. But you had me hyped for Oh My. Yeah. And they may be MIA? I don't think so.
I think that's happened a few times because I think that Oh My, maybe they put their stuff out a little late.
Mm-hmm. And the list looks short.
It does look like a shorter list.
Well, good for us because we're on the struggle bus. Well, I'm driving the struggle bus.
Woo!
Woohoo!
Well, let's get this bus on out of here.
Yeah, I don't want to drive it off the road, so let's get going while I can keep it on the road.
All right.
All right, Tour, after I fade us out, you're like, wait, Consuela, I forgot to do something. What was it?
So we didn't announce our sponsors this week.
All right, who are our sponsors, Tour?
Well, we're at our first sponsor, which is Equal.
And who else?
We also have Mug and Pure Poison and Stealthic. And we might have Mug anyway.
Right. Okay, so now we've got that covered. I brought up my Second Life window to be able to show it. Okay.
Very good.
So here we are at Equal. And they have the Salvi sandals. Am I saying that right? Salvi,
yes.
Okay, those are fun. I don't have these. I know that. They fit Legacy, Reborn, Maitreya, Gen X, and Cupra. Okay. And is it the usual where you can buy it across the board, across the sales? Yep. And then Fat Pack for special folks like me is how much?
It's $765 for you, or $900 for everyone else.
All right. Well, I'm going to pick up the Fat Pack because, you know, you can get it for anywhere from 50 to 99 lindens. All the rest of the shoes in the other sales are in that price range. It's pretty safe to say without naming them all off. But anywhere between 50 and 99, or you just get the Fat Pack like I do. So
yeah, and the flip colors are pretty nice. This color number 3 and number 5.
Seriously? Are you kidding me? Are you messing with me?
I'm not kidding you.
You're not? Are you fucking me with right now, Tour?
Nope.
That's what they're literally called, 3 and 5.
Yep.
Now wait. Okay. So when we talked about this last week, didn't I say I have never seen shoes in color and their name being a number?
Yeah.
And now here I am, like, what do they call it? What's the expression when you're wrong?
Egg on your face.
That? Or is there another one about like eating crow? What is that?
Oh yeah.
Is that bad? I don't know. I don't.
Yeah.
Egg on my face. Well, hopefully it's scrambled because I like scrambled eggs. But equals proving me wrong, and I am strong enough of a woman to accept that. I am wrong. I will admit it. Just like I am not, I will apologize for things if I feel an apology is necessary. If I have made a mistake, I will own it. So I have made a mistake. Here we are. Numbers 3 and 5. Done. All right, great. I stand corrected. Okay, Tour, on that note, are we ready for the next stop?
We are.
All right, Tour. It looks like we're at Mug.
Yes, we are.
So they're here. They're not MIA.
That's why we check.
And yes, it is. And that's why we have an outfit called Monica. We got a zip up and we have a skirt. And I don't know, what's your take on this, Tour? What do you think about this?
Well, I mean, I think the top's fun. The bottoms, I like torn clothing in a way that makes it look like the clothing has struggled, but this one just looks like you took shears to them, which is a look.
Yeah.
It doesn't have quite the same appeal as just, blowing out clothes, in my opinion.
Right.
It's definitely something that some folks would definitely be able to rock and look pretty sexy in.
For sure. So, that's why I sincerely wanted your take on this, because I know for all the same things you said, you usually like the look of a torn or distressed any clothing item, basically.
Yes, I do.
But it's a certain type, right, that supports that kind of like outgrown sort of look.
Right,
and
exactly.
This doesn't really match that. Yeah.
Yeah, the outgrown in particular is a lot of the appeal to me.
Right. And I would agree with you on that. So while this is fun, I don't really feel like it's for me. Just because I also tend to not wear a lot of fishnet. Nor do I like to be flashing underwear or cooch. Right. So, and it's just me. I just a personal preference. Nothing wrong with the look or the styling. I think the hoodie is fun as well. And that's something that can be worn with maybe like a clothing layer underneath if it's too revealing for you. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up the top because I think that's great.
Okay.
But look, we have a up close and personal shopper.
Fantastic.
It's like, I was trying to cam on the colors and stuff. And we got a friend right up front. And she's gone. Thank you. She knew I was talking about her. All right. So you can buy this zip up in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 colors. 50 linen per color. How much is the fat pack?
Let's see. The fat pack is going to be 300.
Okay.
And so I'm guessing the brat pack is not available.
Really? No brat pack of the whole outfit? Usually there is a brat pack for the whole outfit.
There usually is. It's normally way up there.
It is. I looked up there too and I don't see it.
Yeah, so...
Okay. Well, I'm going to buy the top. I'll probably buy the fat pack because, I could always use a jacket. Yeah. And this is, like I said, real easy to wear a clothing layer underneath. So I'm going to pick up the fat pack of the top. So
I have one additional anecdote to stumble onto,
please.
which is the name Monica always, it's spelled different for this purpose, but it always makes me think of the game Doki Doki Literature Club, which is it's a very amusing game.
You know, I have no clue what you're talking about, right?
I know.
I'm wondering how many of our viewers know what you're talking about.
I have no idea.
If you know what he's talking about, please let me know in the comments, because I want to know how many people know what this is.
But Monica is the main character of that game, and she's pretty fantastic in her role. I guess it's old enough that it shouldn't be spoilers to say, but like it basically is a game that takes the sort of harem anime sort of game idea, but then turns it on its head and turns it into kind of a strange, not quite horror, but definitely gets into some disturbing elements and disturbing concepts, because it starts playing with the questions of like, what about the actual existentiality of fictional characters and such. So it's a fun subversion of the genre, and I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Okay.
And, yeah.
Okay, very good. Are we good to go now?
Yeah.
All right, I can tell we are at Pure Poison, and we have Cora. Oh, those are pretty. I love that. With like the leaves down the laces there. That's lovely.
Yeah, that's very, very nice.
And then they have a few other things, so I'm trying to cam around. So they've got some nails. Did they put stuff around the back? Oh no, but they got closer to all the way around.
I
think some of these
plaza where they've got all kinds of stuff.
I think they moved some of their older stuff down that was up front before, and I think eventually they're going to cover this little centerpiece all the way around. So we have the mariposa. I love this. I'm getting this. Mariposa nails and ring. Is it just the nails animated? I think it's the nails and ring, because they usually do that together. Letizia, nails and rings. Those are pretty too. Then for Happy Weekend, they have, looks like Bunny. That's cute. Very springy. And then we did Cora for 50 London Friday. And then Riley for Goat 66, the nice shoes. And Cat they've had before, because I picked those up. And the Love thing they've had before. Yeah. I don't think they have a new group gift. I think I picked these up. Ella, it looks familiar. So so they've got a lot of nice things here I'm going to pick up before we go.
All right.
Do you have any anecdotes for here?
I do not.
I do have to say, this shoe being called Cora reminds me of the student in LLP who's the reason we went to Japan.
Oh.
So, and she watches. So Cora, if you're watching, hi. Maybe if, because she's a little, so maybe if she has a big version of Cora, she would get some Cora shoes.
Fantastic.
Because they don't make these for Toddly Do or Bebe or Beebs or whatever all the other bodies are. So,
yep.
Lulu Beebs. Yeah. Okay, are we good to go?
We are.
All right, I can tell we are at Stealthic, and I can tell by the multiple signs that it is Reckless is the hair
that's
is available.
Reckless, yes.
So 50 Linden gets you what version of this? Because there's 3 options: basic, full, and upgrade.
It gets you the basic. Okay. And the upgrade would be 150, and then the full costs the 200.
It's a cute hair. I have to double check and make sure I don't already have it. I don't know if it's previously released and brought down for 50 Linden. Could be.
It's got a little bit of a messiness to it.
Yeah.
It is more straight than you usually like. But
I know, but I like the top.
It's straight with volume, yeah.
I like the top. It's got a unique, a uniqueness to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it does have volume. So, yeah, there are very few instances where I will buy a straight hair. But if it's got something special about it, then yeah. So.
Yeah, I think this has something special too.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Okay, well, I'm going to check and see if I already have this, but otherwise, are we good to go?
We are.
All right, once again, the viewers have no idea that we had a long break between scenes. Not excessively long. Can you tell the people to her why we had to take a little break?
Well, you needed to get a snack because, you know, we went through all the sponsors. And you're working very hard, so you deserve a treat.
Yeah. And I'm also driving the struggle bus, so I need something to sustain me. Yeah. So I was looking through all my recent food purchases, and it's funny because I actually had worn them all. So I'm like, there's one you haven't seen, and it's Chica. And this is the cream churro, because I would love to have one of these in First Life.
And this one is berry flavored.
Berry, yes. I actually had churros in First Life with ice cream last night.
Oh my gosh.
But it was chocolatey, like super chocolatey. But I would have wanted some berry in the mix. I love a berry churro. So
yeah.
Anyway.
It really does look delicious.
Right? And, they all were like vanilla ice cream with some kind of topping on it until we got to one that just looked like a cup of poop. They all had vanilla ice cream. And I'm like, what happened? Why?
Yeah, that particular one, it was just like... a weird light brown throughout.
Oh, and I have seen plenty of poop in my life. So I'm like, I don't want poop in a cup. No shade. I love Chica, but I don't need poop in a cup. So. Oh,
gosh.
All the others were great, but not that one.
Yes.
Okay. Yep. So we are not at Chica because they are not a flip designer, as far as I know, unless they're on the list somewhere. But we are at Andore, and they have these earrings that are Akel? Is that how you say that?
Akel sounds right.
Yeah. Bomb ears for their ear, right?
Correct. These are for the Andore LEX Classic.
Yeah.
Ear. Which you get the ear as part of the purchase.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that.
Yep.
And yeah. So these, the Andore earrings are always like very, very customizable. It's got a whole bunch of different zones. You can colorize everything different ways, but we don't necessarily like to... Well, you've been experimenting with different ears, so you might sometime try these.
I have.
Oh, you have? Yeah.
Well, no, I have been experimenting with different ears.
Yes.
I don't happen to have my swallows on now because I got earrings with this hair. So I was like, let me just wear my Leluca ears. And they're not even the cow ears. They're just regular.
I know.
Look at me being basic.
I know.
But yeah, once I wear a non-Japanese outfit, I'm probably going to be back at my swallow. Because I love my gauges, and I want to be able to wear my PANIQ gauges. The lunar gauges from that last time.
Yeah.
So I look forward to wearing those. And the shoes from Volatility that were also moons. I want to make a whole moon outfit. Because there were like moon hairpins and the whole bit. So
also on the gauges, I also sometime want to see you style around one of the Valkyr ones.
Yes, and that's a whole nother project because you can customize those.
Yeah.
So I have to learn how what the steps are there, which I'm sure it's not hard.
But I have to make like some sort of animated FLF advert for your ears.
My goodness. If I did that, I would have to wear that every single FLF. Every time. And now you've given me a challenge. So when you're like, maybe you could, and I'm like, I probably can. Let me get on that. So, but like, I need more things on my list to do.
I know, right?
But that's where I struggle. And I'm going to do a little aside that, First Life work takes up so much time, right?
It does.
But it's kind of necessary because that's what pays the bills.
It is.
That's how you can have nice things. And so to only have 2 brief days to myself is really unfortunate. Like I said, I am old enough that I'm like, when's retirement? When can I take more days for me?
Right.
All right. Like how many years is enough years to work and give my vitality, my life essence to a job? Right? Like I want to be able to enjoy my life doing things I want to do, that's, you know, that's a whole nother thing. It could just be me being grumpy, but.
Well, I mean, since you have brought that up, like, I think it's worth mentioning that apparently the Republican plan is that nobody retires ever, because they're trying to push, like, the retirement age, the Social Security age, like, a decade out.
That's fucking ridiculous. Okay, okay, Mama Lala's retired. I'm jealous, right? So that's a whole nother story. My dad in First Life is not, and he could retire, but he's one of those people. He's like, I don't know, you know, he likes working, and he also likes the money that comes with working. Not that he hasn't done what he needs to have a nice retirement,
right?
But I don't know. It's just a weird thing where I'm like, Dad, why are you not retired? Like, enjoy your life without work, you know? And it's just people each person is different, right? And I've worked with people that don't want to retire from teaching because they don't know what they would do with themselves if they weren't teaching. I'm like, I know what I would do with myself. I have plans. So, you know, and life is short, and that's where that gets to me in the back of my head, right? Like, I want to have enough life left and health left to do things I enjoy.
Right. And it's also kind of a tragedy that, like, societally we're taught to only, like, to think that our only, like, value that we can bring to the world is labor for some, you know. And like I said, I don't know if I feel like in the last several years, I have entered grumpy old lady phase of my life. I do feel that. And it's like, I want my life for me. And some of the BS I have to deal with on the daily is exactly that, where it's BS, right? Like, why is this? I refuse to let this BS suck my life energy. Yeah. And you know, thank goodness for me for circling back to my faith, right? Because for a time I wasn't, and things were getting me down, and people were sucking my energy. And I was like, you know what? No. I need to do things to protect me and my energy and tap into the things that who I am and what I love, and just protecting myself. And I have been so much happier since. And things don't affect me as much. Yeah. As you're saying that, I'm reminded of that song that you've always kind of not said as like an anthem, but like the Soy Yo.
Yep, that is my anthem.
Yes,
it is. And I think I may have shared this with you before, but I have created a Wicca playlist for myself. I don't know if I mentioned this to you, because I was reading one of my witchy books.
You mentioned you were going to.
Oh, totally did. Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
And so I was reading one of my witchy books, and they were talking about the power of music, right? And I'm like, hello, you're speaking my language. And they were the article was talking about, you know, putting together a playlist for, you know, magical purposes, whether it's, you know, casting a circle, doing a spell, whatever. And for me, it just became creating a playlist to like keep me dialed into my faith. And then with a whole addition of Reiki, which just goes in beautifully with everything else. I had found a song that, you know, reminds me of the 5 Reiki principles. You know, it's like you get on iTunes, there's songs about all kinds of stuff, and not just iTunes, but that's where I go because that's what we have. And that's where my playlists live. So I play this playlist religiously every morning as I drive into work. And I have my Reiki song, and then I have songs about witchiness, and then I have songs that are just like mantras about my power and calling my power back to me. And it's just it's just so invigorating in the morning. It works for me. And then I also sometimes listen to it on the way home, like after the day is over. And I'm like, all right, I definitely need to call my power back to me. So let's get that song on again.
Nice.
So I don't know, weird tangent from Grumpy Consuela about life. I just want to live my life and enjoy it. So, but I'm still quite a bit of ways from retirement. So Not old enough, but that's enough for that. Are we ready for the next stop?
Yeah.
Let's go. We're only on A.
Yes.
And it's a short list. So I'm going to try to contain my inner like grumpy old lady so that we can get through this in a timely fashion.
Okay.
I can't make any promises though, because I came home hot and you know it.
Yes.
Yeah, you do. Okay, let's go.
Okay.
All right, Tori, I'm very sad that you do not need your flashlight here anymore. That was part of our gig.
I know, but I'm really genuinely happy that
they fixed their windlight or environment.
Yes.
What's the store owner's name again? I don't know that we've spoken. I think you have messaged her. Because she made a comment once.
Larcoco Ragu.
Oh my goodness! Say that again.
Larcoco Ragu.
I love the way you say that.
Do you?
I do. Because it's fun. Larcoco Ragu.
Larcoco Ragu.
Because I know you made a comment once that she had like security flowers that wouldn't let you in.
Yes,
and I feel like she commented or something.
She did comment and then she corrected it.
You're right. But we don't hear from Larcoco Ragu very often.
No, we don't.
And she didn't make any comments about the flashlight.
No, she hasn't, but she did correct the environment.
She did. So Larcoco Ragu, if you're watching, we love your store. And I loved it in the dark because it was fun to put a flashlight on.
It was, but it is better now.
With
actual lighting.
Yeah. And to be honest, like we've talked about before, I don't know how many residents actually go around in shared environment or like default windlight, however you want to refer to it for whatever phase of SL you're from. Because people still say windlights, and because we've taught Visionaire and you have corrected that over and over and over, windlights will slip out of me every now and again.
Yes.
But I am proper. It's environment, and we move around Second Life in the shared environment setting, so we can see if folks have given some thought to the lighting they want in their space.
And if they have, there's when they really do, when they put the consideration into it, they can do magic with the environment. Yeah. And it's it is saddening to me that a lot of people are missing out on that.
Yep. All right. Well, we haven't talked about the item yet. It's a hat.
Oh, yeah, it's a hat.
Or it's a beret. It's the Susie beret, and it has a resized script. And each 10 colors plus 9 flower plus 9 button change HUD. So you have a lot of choices here. This is very cute. I could see the littles going for this. So if you're a little watching this video, because it's resizable, so I could see them wearing that. It's not really my speed. I'm not really, for a time I wore berets in First Life.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they were stylish and it was great. And, it's an easy way to have a different look. And I need more berets. I would wear berets in First Life.
Would you wear a raspberry beret?
Hell yeah. Because you have that song in my head now. And I grew up with Prince, so...
Same.
What do you mean same? You're a baby.
Oh my god.
You're like, for the love of God, or the gods, or the goddess, for the love of the goddess, Consuela. Stop with that. Like, every time I hear your reaction, that's what I hear. He's like, there she goes again with that baby shit.
Yeah.
But I have to say, because people know I watch TikToks, and I'm not ashamed of it. I don't make them, I just watch them, and there's lots of funny creators on there. But one of them is a Gen X creator that I rather enjoy. She's very, I don't know if sardonic is the right word. What is, if you look that up for me, sardonic?
Sardonic is certainly a word. I've sometimes been described as sardonic.
Give me the definition of sardonic.
Textbook definition is grimly mocking or cynical.
Okay, that is the right word. Sometimes the right word pops into my head and I question it. I'm like, is that the word I'm looking for? Sardonic. I don't consider you sardonic. People consider you sardonic?
I I have my moments.
Well, with me? Like, I don't feel you've been sardonic while we're hanging out.
No.
Maybe with other people who don't know you, or maybe other people who do and have a different relationship to you. But you know lots of people, so who knows? But what I was going to say is Gen X TikToker, and she had made I may have to try to find this and link it if I remember to do so. But she had made a TikTok where she had said that this was the Gen X anthem, and she just played like the first couple of notes. And I was like, hell yeah, it is. It was Prince. And it was the one that's, now the title's escaping me, the one that starts, dearly beloved, we are gathered here in this whatever. Right, that one. What is it? Let's go crazy. There it is. Here it is. Just the first couple of notes. And I was like, that's the one. So yeah, Prince for sure. I would, if for Prince, I would wear this beret.
Yeah, all of Purple Rain was a great album.
Oh my goodness, it was. Yeah. So, but yeah, generally speaking, Prince aside, I'm not one to wear berets, but Prince does sing the Gen X anthem for sure. So.
All right.
Okay.
Good.
All right. Our elder millennial, right? That's you?
Yes, that's me.
All right. Are we ready to go?
Yes.
Okay. All right, tour. I can tell we are at DeeTaleZ.
We are.
This is Raven. And this other chick over here is very tall and skinny. I wonder if she's an SL model.
She's thinking about getting a new skin.
Yeah. So this is a basic pack for 50 Linen Friday. It's the skin is the Nor Cold tone. And then they give you some of the styling credits there. So the pack includes skins with 2 different eyebrow options, ears shape, brow shapes, and built-in neck flicks. I almost said Netflix. Although when I was leaving work today, someone was basically saying, "I hope you get to Netflix and chill with your favorite beverage." And I said that sounds like a wonderful idea.
Yeah, it does.
So anyway, here's your skin, Raven. She's beautiful. And they match it up to velour. I'm not going to push in too hard on that, even though they have pixelated the nips.
Yep.
But YouTube, I don't need any trouble. So, but they do
like the light freckling across the bridge of the nose. That looks quite nice.
Yeah. So they did the little chart so you can see which detail skin goes to which velour skin.
Yes.
So, all right. Are we good to go?
We are.
All right. Looks like our skinny model friend has joined us here at D-Lab.
Indeed.
And I'm enjoying the lighting here in our shadows on the floor. But what do they have for us today?
We've got 2 desks. We've got a drafting desk and a work desk.
I see.
These look very well used.
I see that. I'm
digging these.
Yeah, I'm camming the models here. Do the lights on them actually work?
Yeah. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like they do, and that's my main critique of them. Mm-hmm. So they do have these lights, and I know that D-Lab can make some really good lights, but these don't seem functional. I don't know if that's a product of them just being floor models, and like when you actually set it out, it works or not. But yeah, these, as we see currently, are non-functional lights. These are just like, looks like it's a bulb with a glow effect applied to it, but it does not appear to be a light source.
Okay. Well, are you going to pick them up anyway?
Oh yeah, I picked up both of them when we got here.
Right when you landed.
Because I'm always happy to modify light sources anyway, and tend to do that. But just for folks to be aware.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay. Are we good to go?
We are.
All right, everyone. You see that Cheeto dust in the chair? That's tour.
I want to res. I'm trying to res.
You're obviously not concentrating on it hard enough. Harder. Oh, there you are. It worked.
Oh,
I told you I had to try harder.
All right.
Well, okay. Good thing. I'm glad you tried harder. That's what totally did it. We were rolling out all the old Second Life tricks. Sit down, change your tag. Nothing. It's just you have to try harder, Tour. That's all it comes down to it.
Yeah.
So, all right,
Well,
Tour.
we got there.
You did. Thank you. So what do we have here? It's a collection from DRD.
Yeah, it's this whole collection. And
Wow.
like we know DRD makes high quality stuff and
I love this. Does it
high-quality
come like
sets.
this? Like all these pieces for this?
You get all of the pieces, yes.
What? I love this so much.
Yeah, let me run down because I already unpacked it. So you get the cabinet, chair, desk, floor junk, ivy, nook, wall frames, and a soft linked version of it prearranged like this.
Oh my goodness. Please tell me you're going to put this somewhere in the stratagem.
I will.
You know, we have that ruins. Maybe you can go over there somewhere.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know. You have a good eye for that.
Well there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this is
yeah,
great. For 50 linden?
For 50 linden, you get the whole
Damn.
collection. And like, I mean, DRD, the collections, they're normally a little pricey. And
Yeah.
I'm not saying that as a bad thing. They're
It's
very
good
high
stuff.
quality, and
Yeah.
it's stuff that is, definitely worth paying for. But dropping this down to 50 linden, you guys got to get this. So
Yeah. Well, I remember when DRD was... Sorry, I'm talking through a yawn. I am not trying to be tired right now. But DRD would, for 50 linden Friday, they would only have it at the 50 linden price for Friday. And I remember all the 50 linden chat, like, you got to get there before midnight, DRD, right? Because people know that it's going to be priced higher the next day. And that you want to grab DRD when they're at a discount because it's high quality stuff.
Oh,
so
definitely.
especially for people who are watching their lindens,
Absolutely.
So, yeah. So I'm going to grab this, and I love it. I didn't realize there was a desk until I cammed in a little closer, and
Yeah,
that
it's a
desk just
great
sealed
desk.
the deal. Like, I already loved what I was seeing, but
I
I'm
love
like,
this desk.
okay, so it's a chair in a ruins, and I'm like, no, it's a desk in a ruins. So
Yep.
it's like your
And
ruined
it's got
office.
one of those really nice like fountain pens right there.
I see. Yep.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. All right. Well, that looks great. I'm glad I can see you. I'm going to get this
me
and we're going to move along.
All right.
All right. I can tell we are at Havoc, and Havoc has pants, jeans. Just these two in these two colors, right?
Just these two in these two colors for FLF, yeah.
So 50 linen per color.
For the Chris jeans, yeah. So, this is not, so we have, these are not numbers. We have colors Lake and Royal. Those are fun names.
Yeah. Okay. Chris set, and it was apparently at the 50, so I might have this. Legacy
Yeah,
Maitreya, Hourglass, Reborn Cooper, Freya alert.
Freya. And if someone does want the fat pack, it's 500 for that.
Yep. Which reminds me, the 50 is open.
Ooh. Okay.
I might be streaming that alone or with friends again.
Yeah.
So, we'll see. We'll see.
We'll see.
Because we got a lot going on.
We've got a lot to do, yeah.
So, we'll see. Okay. Anyway, 50 linen per jean color.
Sounds good.
All right. Are we good to go?
We are.
All right. Tour. We are at Hive, right?
We are at Hive.
And they have classic party cups.
Yes, they do.
So this is 4 left and right bento holes, including 1 cup only. Blue or red cup, smoke on or off. Fat pack allows cigarette or joint by the HUD with beer inside. So you can buy cigarette or joint versions separately. I'm assuming they're 50 linden each. How much is the fat pack?
The fat pack is 100, so
Well, that
it's
makes
just
sense.
the two combined.
That makes
Yep.
sense. Now, I want to ask you,
Yes.
are you a beer drinker?
No.
Neither am I. I don't care for beer. I was out last night with some colleagues, and some of them were having beer, and I was like, margarita all the way, all day. So, we were in a Mexican restaurant, but it doesn't require margaritas. I can have anywhere. Any restaurant would carry margaritas. Most
Right.
restaurants, I should say, that have a bar. So, so there's that. But then here's another question for you.
Yes.
Have you ever smoked?
I never have. I've not done either.
Okay. So
not smoked or drank.
I can tell you I've tried to smoke a clove because my roommates did in college, and it smelled nice to me.
Yeah.
I like the smell of cloves. And I tried it, and it burned my throat so bad that I'm like, how is this fun? I tried, I choked, never again. I would just sit around and inhale secondhand clove smoke, which I was fine with. But other cigarettes and things of that nature, no. And then drugs, never. So
yeah.
I don't know if the whole, this is your brain on drugs campaign worked on me, or Dare or whatever it was back in the day, but never had any desire to try any of that stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, it's more that I have an aversion to like entering altered states. I think.
You shared this with me before. I don't know if you shared it with everybody else.
I don't know if I should have with everybody.
I don't think you have. So go on.
I like to have a lot of control of my mind. It's like probably my most prized asset is my ability to think, and I don't like to gamble that.
Have that impaired.
Or have that impaired or let go of it.
Yeah.
So I don't mind, I have no problem with people, experimenting with substances. It's just not for me.
So have you ever had a drink? Like an alcoholic drink?
I have not.
Never ever?
No.
I don't know if I knew that. Maybe I did. Like I knew about the drug thing.
Yeah.
So, no. I don't drink often because of that similar kind of thing, like losing control, right?
Right.
But I also don't drink because it makes me sleepy and I'm no fun. So I'll have a couple of drinks and then it's bedtime.
Right.
So what's the point of that? Like I hardly have enough time to do what I want anyway. So why have drinks and then fall asleep? I don't want to spend my free time sleeping. Like there's a normal amount of sleep, but I don't want to be in a place where I need to like excessively sleep.
Right.
So it's just here and there. And like I said, last night was one of those nights. And like I was sharing with you earlier before the video, I probably had one margarita too many. They were big margaritas and I only had two. But I didn't like that like loopy kind of feeling.
Right.
So, and maybe it would have been okay if I was at home and I could have just passed out, but I still had to like pretend that I had it together.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I'm loopy. I need to slow down on this margarita around my colleagues.
Yes.
So it was fun. It was fun to kind of like just relax, but I knew when to stop. Like, it's like, yeah, we're not having any more margaritas.
Well, that's very good. That,
yeah.
You have that self-awareness.
Yeah.
It's easy for people to lose that.
And I don't get that though. I don't get how people would lose the ability to stop. Like I know people do, trust me, I do. But like just when you start feeling off, like you're definitely feeling the effects. And I've had other like stronger drinks where it's a weird sensation I get. Like I feel this pressure on my shoulders, like it's like pressing down on me, and it's just like general discomfort. It's weird. It takes a certain kind of drink to cause that reaction. Last night's was more like loopy, but yeah, I know when it's happening and I recognize it, and I know it's time to not have any more drinks. So I'm glad I have that ability.
Yes, I am too.
So anyway, segue from this item here to that, but some of these items make me want to ask questions.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So, and I think that's like what some of the people are here for, is the dialogue,
I think so.
the banter.
And I know this sort of thing would be used, especially in a lot of RP settings, like club settings, I'm sure.
Club settings, or because you and I both have Crackden in common.
Yes.
Right? And that place still exists, right?
It does.
Yeah, it's been around a long time. But you and I were not there at the same time.
We were not.
And I never really got too deep in there because it was hard. Like, I don't know if it was just one of those bigger places where people already had their long going RP, or they already had their RP partners, and it was hard to break in.
Yeah.
But, and it's not just that place that was like that. And I know you have your own, definitely your own story there. But,
right.
You know, I was also in Kola, which was the whole city of Los Angeles. I was there a long time, and that's where I met Tanith. So,
gotcha.
And the only reason I was there that long was because of Tanith. You have to get lucky to connect with someone who's going to give you a long and engaging RP. And that's really rare and hard to find.
It is.
So I dabbled in Crackden. I showed up there lots trying to get something to happen. And no, nothing really took.
Yeah, I had a lot going on in there. I didn't have trouble making RP there. I just I don't know if I got into that story on here or not.
I don't think you have with the people. I know you've told me.
Yeah. But basically it's so I think that sometimes people, and this isn't exclusive to SL, but it's something I see frequently in SL. People want, of course, things to happen in RP, and I totally understand that. But the trap folks fall into, and Crackdown especially, was perpetual, intense trauma, and like the community at large, at least when I was playing there, I don't know if it's the case now. I don't fuck with Crackdown, but it resulted in I recognized that it was doing actual like emotional and psychological harm to me, because I know that separate IC from OOC. You can do that to some extent, but if you're trying to make your RP authentic, you have to be able to put yourself in the mindset of your character. And if your character is experiencing and constantly surrounded with extremely intense trauma, some of that will rub off on you. And I genuinely believe that it has caused harm to a number of people in that community. And like I said, it's not unique to CD. I know there are other RP environs in SL and outside of SL that fall into the same trap. They want to keep things interesting and keep things fresh, so they're constantly doing plot lines and constantly feel they need to escalate and escalate. And yeah, it's just I had to hard unplug from there because it was I was near like a breakdown. So
yeah, that's scary.
Yeah.
So I couldn't even begin to tell you what years it was when I was RPing there, but from the sound of it, from when we've talked in the past, I think you were there years before I was.
Probably.
So, and then, I've tried, well, I had a couple thoughts, and I didn't want to interrupt you because I know I do that a lot. So,
sure.
I would imagine, with me knowing the type of role player you are, because I had the pleasure of experiencing that you, to me, you would have no trouble starting RP anywhere, in my opinion. Whereas I am not that type of role player. Like, I need someone like you to be able to have role play. Like, I don't know. I've always been that way, and I don't know what to call that, where I'm not the storyteller or the dungeon master or whatever you want to call it. Like, I'm just a participant. So, like, if there's a story and I can be a character in it, I'm down. But I'm not the one that's like framing the story, right? So I feel like you're very much that dungeon master type because you haven't actually been the dungeon master, right?
Yeah, I have.
So I feel like you're very good at that.
I think so.
And
and there I was involved in several plot lines. I had started to work on building up like a gang of my own. I was manager of like the convenience store and was getting people involved there and other things. But yeah. And now, you know, I keep my toe in Genesian port for us, so that one day when we're less busy, that we can get into some RP there. And, you know, to be honest, I've talked about kind of withdrawing from there because of just schedules and things. But I think we're fortunate that we have friends there and they're not trying to rush us out. You know, some people would be like, hey, you're never around. Are you in or are you out? You know? But I think with our friends there, it's not about that. Genesian Port's not the type where it's like, okay, you're not here, get out. Hopefully.
But I've been on other sims where they are.
So far, which is definitely appreciated.
Right. And in the past, I've been around like without you and stuff, but it's just not the same. Like I've gotten again to that point in my life where I have my RP partner. That's you.
Yeah.
And
it's me.
I just want to roll around, you know, with you together, getting into stuff. I don't want to roll around by myself. Because
I want to do that too.
I have encountered enough idiots in roleplay that I have no time to waste with people who are subpar. So I just can't. It literally comes down to time. I don't want to waste time. I want to have a good time. Not in the mood to gamble. Is it worth talking to that person? Are they going to be a good time or are they going to be an idiot? So, and that's how come also that I stay in Genesian Port because I have friends there and I know who's not idiots.
Yes.
But at the same time, I also feel like I don't have a bunch to bring to the table in terms of roleplay. So I can go be somebody's friend. Great. Then we get friend RP. Great. How fun.
I think you have a lot to bring to the table, but you're not comfortable like fully leading something or driving something forward.
Yeah.
So, you know, but you're great at interacting with something that exists.
Correct.
That's there.
Yes.
And in that way, you know, are a very very skilled and invaluable player because, like, you know, you can try and start a plot line, but if nobody bites on it and does anything with it, then it goes nowhere.
Well, I feel like our styles would be complementary. Like if you're the one
I agree
setting the stage and I'm happy to be a player, I'll be a pawn in your game. Sure. Count me in. You know, I'm not trying to run the RP show.
Yeah.
So I'll just enjoy performing in it.
Yes.
So anyway, so fun times here at Hive with this cup and joint or cigarette has launched a whole fun conversation.
Yes, it has.
So anyway, are we ready for the next stop? All right, I was going to announce where we were and then I read the name of the outfit and I was like, that's fun. Okay, we're at Justice.
We're at Justice.
And they have the complicated outfit and I'm like, is this really complicated though? It doesn't look complicated. That looks fun. Maybe it's called complicated because all the straps. Like, why? Why do they call this complicated? What's your theory? Like, is it the straps on the top? What makes this complicated?
So I actually, when I read the name of it, I didn't actually think... It's very natural to think of it as an adjective for the outfit. But, like, I kind of got it as this... I kind of was reading it more as a story about this...
the person in the
model.
picture?
Yeah, and, like, it being... You know, she's kind of a red flags
She's
sort of girl
complicated.
with complicated relationships. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
But
Well,
I don't know.
well, Tour, I'm wondering now if you're introducing a new character, because we have Cassie, and Cassie has a whole plot line, but is this Justine, and is she complicated?
Just
now that's where you have me
Maybe.
going, because is Justine in all these pictures?
I don't know.
I don't know. The other one, maybe she has some contour on in the picture next to it. But it could be the same avatar.
It looks like it's the same. Yeah.
It's probably the creator, but
Probably is, yeah.
well, I think you started a new storyline. So this is Justine, and she's complicated. So I hope we learn more about Justine as we come through FLF, because now I want to know.
Yeah, it does look like the creator looking at her
Her profile
picture.
Her name is probably not Justine.
It is not. It is Valentine.
Her first name is Valentine?
Valentine Coy.
Okay. So this is complicated. It's funny. And it's available in Lara Petite Legacy, and Reborn. So thank you for Reborn, because for a long time Justice didn't have Reborn. And I don't know, part of me wants to get this. I like the flower patterns. I love a pattern.
I think you should get this.
And I also love a story, and now I'm intrigued. And I know this was not the designer's intent, but I'm like, I'm complicated too. So I should get this.
We don't know.
All right. I'm going to buy it. 50 linen per body. And then you get the
Valentine, aka Justine, we would love to know.
That's right.
If you're watching.
I don't know. Justice never made a comment, but
No, they haven't.
They also didn't have Reborn before, and here we are. I'm not taking full credit for that, but
No.
Okay, well, I'm going to pick this up because I too am complicated.
Perfect.
All right, are we good to go? All right, Tour, I can tell we are at Supernatural.
Yes, we are.
And the shoe is the Adeline 2.
Yeah.
Or Adelinel. It's not an L, I can tell.
Adeline 2.
Adeline.
Maitreya, Legacy, E-Body, Erica, and Cupra.
You're like, keep it moving, Consuela. Don't lose your mind now. 50 linen for the fat pack. I already got it. It's a fun spring shoe. And you already said all the bodies.
For the fat pack. That's awesome.
And there's lots of colors in there. So, all right, I picked it up. Are we good to go?
We are good to go.
All right, Tour. I would have guessed that maybe we paused to go on a picnic, but there's vendors behind us, so I know we're not done with FLF yet.
That's true. We're at Sways.
Sways. And they have 2 items over here. One is well, they have 4 items over here. 2 are FLF and 2 are Wanderlust Weekend.
And the Wanderlust Weekend items are also 50. So
Oh, nice. So it's like 4 FLF things.
Yeah, it's basically 4 FLF things.
So first off, we have the Chloe picnic set. And it's a picnic blanket with pillows, 12 single friends animations, and 10 couple animations for up to 2 avatars. 9 texture options for pillows and blanket. Picnic basket with 9 texture options. You have food. That's a plus. Placemat and cutting board with sandwiches and apples. 9 texture options and placemat. Coffee jug filled and empty mug. Oh, that's many options. All of that for 50 linen. And then you have the hanging lantern in pastel. Paper lantern hanging on rope between wooden posts with light on or off. 4 variations included. Then over under Wanderlust, you have the dragonfly bird bath. And it's bird bath with dragonfly, stone embossed ornaments in dark and light stone. And then you have the crate bench Gemma. Bench out of wooden crates with flower pots, flowers, and 2 pillows. Single 8 and 6 couple animations with 8 single, and 6 couple animations for up to 2 avatars. 3 texture options, hearts, flowers, and bunnies. And we've got Maligator, but all right. So what do you think? I should have let you do all the talking. It is decor. I got carried away.
That's all good. It's all good. So I love how customizable this picnic setup is. Like, you can change We can change all kinds of things with
That
this.
matches us.
Yeah. These are some nice patterns too.
Mm-hmm.
This one's called Berry Floral.
To go with my cream and churro.
Yeah. Yeah. And you can change the color of the pillows. You can change the color of the drape on the basket itself. Just really nicely customizable. I also really like this bird feeder. This is super clever design with the dragonfly that's in the water that could serve as a place for birds to perch. He's just like hovering there. So that's very fun.
That's really cool. I hadn't noticed that, so thanks for calling that out.
Yeah. The lanterns themselves, they actually toggle, which is very nice. So we can turn those on and off. And they appear to actually be light source.
I was gonna say, I figured you would let us know for sure.
Yep. It looks like it's a nice, soft, short distance light, which is perfect for those. And these box chairs are amazing. Just crates stacked in a certain way with flower pots behind them to hold the crates down and pillows. That is so just, let's make a chair, and I'm here for it. So I love all of these items.
Sorry, I was talking on mute. I was saying that's really clever, and I want to get all the things, so.
It is very clever.
Yeah. Okay, so are we good to go?
We are good to go.
All right, tour. I can tell we are at Tentacio.
We are.
And I missed my pedestal, but I get it. The flip sign can be there instead. But we have, one item. It says Canine Weekend, though. Am I looking at the right thing?
Well.
We're on the wrong side.
I know, wrong side.
Stay. It's
okay.
fine. It's fine. So I see it over there.
Drink over there for Fliff.
Yeah, I see that.
Okay.
The hat with the headphones, that's cute. And now I have a new drink. Donut drink pink.
Great.
So I will pick that up. The hat with the headphones is cute.
I like, yeah.
Although,
really like
I wonder if it's resizable because it could also be for a little.
I suspect that it would be resizable. It doesn't look like it's rigged.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like it's an unrigged, just position however you want.
Yeah. I could see Mari wearing that, so I might have to get her in that.
Yeah.
So I'll send that to her. And then I'll get the drink. And then over here for Happy Weekend and Canine Weekend, if I'm reading that right, you've got hairpins and the Natasha set.
Yeah, and those hairpins would work really well with what you're...
Yeah, they would. I'm going to pick those up.
Nice.
So, yeah, I got a few purchases to make here at Tentacio, which is not surprising. Because, I mean, I buy Tentacio often, as evidenced by my shoes in the last 2 videos. So... But I've really enjoyed Tentacio for a while, so no surprise.
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to pick some things up here, and I think, are we ready to go, or do we have any stories, or...?
No, we're ready to go.
All right, let's do it. All right, Tor, we are at Veechi. I am never confused when we're at Veechi. And I have noticed there's no duck. So I was really hoping, because I haven't had a Veechi duck in a little while.
Yeah.
As evidenced by me constantly wearing my glitter tips, because there's nothing better. Now, she's done it to me again, where, you know, she being the Aubrey Snoodle. She has these cute cloud glitter tips. I know Aubrey can do those in duck, so Aubrey, please.
And those would be super cute in duck.
They would. And then she's got heart glitter tips. Also, totally cute for duck. Yeah. Like, because she did glitter tips. That's what these are. That's what I'm wearing. So she's already got glitter tips in duck, and they look amazing. Yep. So please, Aubrey, please. Thank you. And so that's 50 Linen Friday. She's got other items out for sale. She has her She's got some toenails too. So let's see. She's got unpainted. That's fun. Unpainted and monster claw for hands and feet. And then she's got eerie ombre for hands and feet, monster claws.
I would agree with that descriptor.
Yeah. And then I think she has one more. So lazy weekend.
Yeah, then we get precious metals and posh leopard.
Oh, that's fun. Precious metals, yeah. You know, I have nail polish on right now that looks kind of like that. Not that color, but similar. Yeah.
Awesome.
So, I wish I could do a duck nail in First Life, but it would too much. It would get in the way of my typing. I need to be able to type.
You have fun with your nails, though.
I do.
Yeah, I think you do a good job with them.
Well, it's not like I do them myself.
Well,
but
okay,
yeah,
sure.
Just in getting them maintained and picking fun colors and styles.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. You know what I mean.
And I like glitter. Like if I could send Aubrey a picture of my nails right now, they're totally glitter. So it makes it's no surprise that I love wearing glitter tips by Veechi. Because I wear glitter on my nails all day, every day. So, all right. Well, I'm going to pick up what she has here and hope that there's a duck release of them soon.
Okay, I'm hoping too.
All right. Are we good to go?
Yes.
You know, Tour, I forgot to call out when we were at Vespertine. Sorry, Veechi.
When we were at Veechi, yeah.
That I put on my Tentacio drink.
Yes, you did.
And it looks delicious with these tiny donuts. This is a little bit smaller of a donut than I'm used to.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But they do look yummy.
Yeah.
So, but we are at Vespertine now.
Yeah, so you need something to wash down. Like, you've got a drink. You need something to wash down.
Yeah.
So that's what Vespertine's got for you.
Oh my goodness, look at this stuff. What are they calling all this?
So we have the Hanami Days snacks, rolls and dorayaki on the left. And on the right, we have candy. It's just called candy.
Okay. All this looks amazing.
Yeah.
Like mouth-watering amazing.
Yeah, very...
Like
very
I haven't had dinner
sugary,
yet amazing.
pastry stuff. Yeah, this looks really good.
Yeah. It's delicious.
Dinner soon.
I know. I had a late lunch, so I'm making it okay, but yeah, I'll need something to eat.
Yeah, we definitely gotta keep moving so you can get some food in you.
Yeah. So 50 linen per, and you get all this yummy goodness.
Yes, indeed.
So, all right, I'm gonna pick this up. I know you did, and then we're headed back to Japan.
Yes, we are.
For First Life Thoughts by Tour.
Yep.
All right, Tour. Here we are back in Japan. All right, what's the name of the sim again?
Yanagi no Ogawa.
Yeah, there we go. So we're back, and I have the camera kind of tipped up because it's like nighttime. We're like moon bathing, fully clothed. So, but this is a very peaceful place to be. What?
Yeah, I was gonna check. Did you? I didn't actually change the environment, but they have a beautiful one out.
Yeah.
It looks great.
And it looks like it's changing. Like the sun might be coming up. So, because it got a little lighter.
A bit of a,
Yeah, and I saw like a shooting star or something go by.
Sunrise at the beach.
Yeah, so we get here for sunrise. But yeah, so now's the time for First Life Thoughts. So I hand it over to you.
Yeah. Okay, so obviously a lot going on in the world. But I wanted to touch on an event, an update for a story that is getting perhaps less attention than it should. That is coming out of Haiti. Haiti has finally, after months of delays and violent protest and such, they have finally formalized some sort of transitional council, or at least concept of one that's going to be used in like transitioning their government into a different form or with different representation. Details are going to be, I'm sure, coming out as it moves through the process, but it's been kind of a long time coming. Haiti is still in a situation where they don't have, they don't have enough supplies and stuff to go around, frankly, and there's been a power vacuum has emerged in the fact that it's kind of become a failed state, in that the government is no longer able to meet the force of civil unrest, which is an interesting dynamic by itself. States are largely only able to govern so long as their capacity for inflicting violence is greater than the amount of violence generated by civil unrest, which is not it's a framing that I think more people should view government through, because there's kind of an inherent assumption of legitimacy of state governments that I don't think should be granted to them. The impetus is on a governing body to prove itself worthy of governing, and this government failed to do that. As a result, they've largely been overthrown. Now, that said, the overthrowing force, they're largely painted in media portrayals as, just reckless, violent gangs. And I am not going to say that they are not violent gangs. I'm certain that they are. But these sorts of things only arise in the face of whatever governing body failing to provide the services and security that then gangs fill the need for. They may not do it in a very good way, but that's how gangs form. It's to fulfill a community need. Largely driven, again, by just various forms of insecurity of safety, insecurity of housing, insecurity of food, whatever, in the face of not having supplies and food and such. In Haiti's case, that's where that comes from. So anyway, it's been a very long time coming, just general chaos and disruptiveness, and they, at least now, the government has recognized they no longer can even pretend to govern. They are relinquishing power and transitioning into something new. We have to see what that turns into. But it is a step in a direction which could lead to stability, which is desperately needed there. In the face of all of this, of course, there's the U.S. has been not a great ally. We could, of course, provide a fair bit of supplies and stuff, but the typical line is that, oh well, we don't want any supplies that we provide to fall into gang hands. And it's like, well, okay, but the gangs are made up of people too, and if in the course of making sure that kids and families are clothed and fed, in the course of doing that, we also happen to provide food and things and medical supplies to gangs, I'm okay with that. Because at the end of the day, I want that kid to be clothed and fed. I don't care who else gets fed along the way. But, you know, that's... And reading that story also jostled my memory that I need to actually digest more of the history of Haiti, because there's some additional very interesting historical lessons there. And I've linked a number of videos and resources, some of which I have already watched and want to rewatch, some of which a couple of these I have not, as well as a link to the World Food Program, which does continue to provide aid there. But one of the really interesting pieces of Haitian history, of course, you know, they're like the first like slave colony that actually overthrew their the owner population and became an independent state. And one of the cruelest twists of colonial fuckery that I think is in all of recorded time was France, who was the colonial power that owned Haiti, extracted reparations from Haiti for them to pay for their own independence after they, you know, said, well, okay, we can't win here militarily, but we'll extract wealth from them anyway and set them into perpetual poverty through this debt to us. And like that, you know, when you think about reparations, you think of you know, a harm that was done to a people. Surely that debt should be paid. But this is a nation that stole human beings, ferried them across the ocean, enslaved them in conditions that most of them did not live to the age of 30. And then when they actually rose up and fought back and took their independence, said, oh, well, for gaining a backbone, you owe us money because you took away our profitability off of stealing your labor. It's like, how, like, that doesn't make any sense. Fuck off. And it ties into American history as well, because that largely drove. So France had, you know, all this territory in like Louisiana and West and stuff, and like a lot of the stuff from the Louisiana Purchase. Their plan was to utilize that land and really colonize that, but they were relying largely on Haiti to be their port, because the United States had kind of already started to entrench itself along like the eastern seaboard, and you know, there wasn't really much in the way of French ports out there in the ocean, so they were planning on using Haiti for that. When they lost Haiti, that kind of opened the door for America to pounce and buy all of that land, because it would have made it less profitable for France to extract wealth out of that inland territory, to have to travel through the United States to do so. So they went ahead and made that trade, and in addition to the United States making that purchase on the back of that, slave rebellion, they also, the United States, kind of feared a slave revolt of their own, and kind of in large parts of the South especially, really clamped down on and increased the brutality of their treatment of the enslaved population. And a lot of Southern politicians used that as kind of a rallying cry to foment fear of Black people here, over and above. So it things were already really bad, but that really kind of accelerated things into a even worse dynamic, just based on anxieties about, well, what if our slaves revolt? It's like, really, guys? That's the lesson you learned here? Not maybe human beings should be free, but the pursuit of profit drives people to do very inhumane things. So there's a lot there, as kind of a, maybe of interest to you. I don't know enough about this to speak on it, but in reading about this, also saw that like Haiti is also one of the places that the Taino population hails from. So
I sensed a Taino tie-in.
Yeah.
No, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised.
Yeah. So there's a lot there. The main channel that I want to point to, though, is the first video that I linked there. How the Haitian Revolution Made America, which the video itself, excellent, but the channel, Home Team History, oh, I love this channel so much.
That almost sounded like a chef's kiss, kind of.
Yeah, it really is. I have learned so much from Home Team History, and I cannot recommend them enough. Their channel description is such: it's remembering our ancestry through reasonable dialogue and reclaiming the world from an African perspective. Join me as I discuss African history, culture, and worldview, and what it all really means for us today. I encourage us to learn and share our thoughts, as this will help us reclaim our story and pioneer a new culture of awareness. I am because we are, and we are because I am. African Diaspora. So, yeah. Brilliant channel. If you are not subbed to them, you should be so. And that's all I got.
I was waiting because you tend to have
I realize that.
very pregnant pauses.
I know.
And I know you were getting something to drink, but I was like, hey, he might continue after he has a drink.
I might, but
of
no,
apple juice or whatever it is you're drinking.
Root beer today.
Oh, it was apple juice the other day.
It was.
And I gave you a hard time for that because I'm like, well, that goes along with you being a baby.
You did.
Because it's in like a kid's drink. And you're like, it's apple juice. And I'm like, yeah, kids drink apple juice. So that was a fun conversation. But yeah, so as always, you do a really nice job of bringing things to the table for us to consider. Had no idea. So I appreciate you enlightening at least me with that, but I'm sure other people will get something out of that as well, as always, because people definitely tune in for Tour's First Life Thoughts. So
I hope so.
Yeah. But then that leads me to the comments. So I'm gonna move my camera a little bit so I can bring up the comments and not block me out entirely. So internet window, here we are. Okay, that works. And let's see. So comments from 5 days ago. Masumi.
Comments. Hi, Masumi.
She's like, I love the look. So 5 days ago, so that was a Japanese look last video.
Yep.
You could have took Bumpkin, the baby, grandbaby. I know it's tomorrow, LOL. But just let me know whenever y'all like her. So she was offering up her baby to come on the field trip. She got a little baby. And maybe she could have. But, you know, we were like leading it, so it would have been a lot. So.
Yeah.
And like Mari was just barely hanging on, as was Mandy. Like Mandy wasn't as vocal as Mandy usually is on trips.
That's true.
I noticed. But anyway, so she's offering up her baby. So that's funny. She also busts out the Spanish on me. Disfruté del video como siempre. Besos, mucho amor a las Blanches. So, enjoy the video.
Very glad that you like the video.
Yeah. As always, she's saying many kisses and love to the Blanches. Cora, one of the littles, the one who was behind the Japan trip. Oh, hey, yes, I love the class and Japan and love the video. Thank you, Cora.
Thank you, Cora.
Yeah. Then Jetta Bentham is when we were at PANIQ.
Yeah.
So we featured a photo of one of the bloggers that was
yes.
Herb on
With
like a news, right? So that was Jetta's picture, and she's like, "Hey, that's my picture at PANIQ. I'm glad you guys liked." And then
That's great.
Tristan even came back and replied to that comment that said, "Let's go spread the word of Herb." Yes, we all must join the cult of Herb.
Absolutely.
So that's fun. Then Tristan. Okay, so we had a Tristan novel. So I'm gonna try to summarize the novel. I don't know if you if you had a chance to read Tristan's comment from
did,
5 days. You did. Okay, you did or did not?
I did read it.
Okay, good. So then I won't need to maybe necessarily go too deep into it if you read it, but I wanted to make sure you had at least seen it. So there's a few paragraphs here, which I love, because Tristan warned us, invite me to comment. I'm going to write you a novel, and I'm here for it. So
I am too. I really do appreciate it.
I love reading Tristan's comments. Yes. And so first paragraph was about the bubbles at Alt 3.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was like, he quoted you, right? I clicked on it because I click on things sometimes. That's what you said.
I do.
And then he's like, do you, Tour? Do you? Never knew you to enjoy clicking things. Definitely never heard you get excited about buttons. Couldn't be you. So, yeah. And then...
very called out on that.
Yeah, but it's so fun and so true.
It is true.
So, and then...
I get in trouble on that.
It's fun trouble, though. It's good trouble.
Yeah.
And then he goes on to go, oh my gods. Zipper's voice. Mm-hmm. Zipper, you sound so sexy. Stop it. I thought Tristan had heard Zipper before, but Tristan's got hard eyes for Zipper, for sure. Then he goes on to say, glad that he liked his releases, going hard into lunar themes. And let's see, working on lunar gauges for Andore sizes. And then, Jetta's picture, the Cult of Herb blog. And she came to comment. And then, your commentary was so convincing. I think we may have found our cult's propagandist. Stop making decisions and obey Herb. There it is. Our 2024 slogan by Tour Blanche. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So then Tristan goes on to say that he was glad I was excited about Viola Tildy's lunar heels and flattered that they reminded me of PANIQ. And so he says the lunar heels Gwen released back in 2016 were my favorite shoe release of hers, and I'm so fucking stoked that she's finally remade them. He goes on to say, be extra good so Tour will wear them too. I'll even send you a bunch of snacks to help convince him.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, we need you in some lunar heels. then thank you for the PSA about the eclipse. It helps to have people remind me that it really can do permanent damage. I'm kind of a dumbass that is like, surely if I just look at it real fast and look away.
No.
And then he's like, no, Tristan, bad Tristan. That's right, don't do it. I hope you did not do it. Yeah. And then he does comment on the World Central Kitchen killings that you had mentioned that time. And the disappointment that it's taken this for people to get to the level of anger with the situation. Yeah. The outrage needs to be present a lot sooner, but hopefully this will push things in a direction that needed to go from the beginning. So again, thanks to you for just continuing to discuss this. I can hear in your voice how much it's weighing on you, and I want you to know it's appreciated. Tristan is he's so good with words. He is. Now, he goes on to say, he's being clear with me, in all caps clear. I did not volunteer as tribute. You have not recruited me to be on voice. I still don't accept that, all caps or not. And then he goes on to say, I will pull the fire alarm, so help me. Although the corset lure definitely made me pause and reconsider. Okay, so it's going to take corset and lunar heels tour. Okay. And then I think we'll get Tristan. I think if we combine those. When I say we, I mean you. But no, I won't be persuaded. You can't make me. I think I kind of can. And I think I will.
We'll see.
Now, he also goes on to say that he says, I know it's super weird that I'm coming up on my 17th res day and never looked at the destination guide. Like, really? How do you not ever look at that? But he managed to not look at it. He said, to be fair, I've always had very specific things I've been doing throughout the years, so I guess exploring just never occurred to me. Okay, Tristan, I want to know now, if you've been so busy in Second Life doing your things, what are those things? Was it creating the whole time? Like,
that's a good question.
I want to know what like pre-PANIQ Tristan was doing.
Yeah.
So, because, you know, lots of people, as I see all over, you know, SL social media, post about getting bored with Second Life, right? And then they wander off and never come back, or they just have periods like you did where it was just gaps of not using it. And so I've always found things for me to do, but that also did include the destination guide, you know. So I'm very.
And my gaps were never driven by lack of things to do. To be clear.
Yes, I figured you would clarify that because I know it wasn't. But for some people, it is like, I'm bored. I'm going to put this down for a while, and then they get bored with other things, and they're like, let me try Second Life and see if it's still boring.
Yeah.
So I was never one of those people. You were never one of those people. Clearly, Tristan is not one of those people. But it's still mind-blowing to me that he would have never looked at the destination guide. So, Tristan, I want to know, what have you been doing for 17 years that you have never looked? So, let's see. Yeah. He talks about the Reiki place, which I still haven't gone to. Still enjoying my Reiki classes. Let's see.
It was so fun having Zipper on, too.
Yeah. Let's see, works for you. I think it's valid. Taking a page out of Tour's book here with a mighty asterisk. So, yeah, he puts an asterisk to my Reiki thing to be like, you know, I can't even mimic. You know how they talk real fast in those drug commercials, like the little asterisks or the legal stuff, right? He puts that in there. He's like, I always recommend professional medical care paired with alternative healing practices for the best possible outcome. Please do not replace life-saving treatment with alternative medicine. That is all. I will step off my soapbox. Yeah. No, I'm not replacing anything. It's just paired with is absolutely true. Yeah.
And I think it's very fair for Tristan to bring that up because there are people who do, who are like, well, you know, I don't need, you know, this actual legitimate treatment for a actual legitimate health issue because I'm, you know, drinking microdoses of this particular herb, and it's like, no, that's not how that works. But you know, like what I was saying before, may have said before,
is that I have done various things and continue to do various things to help me with some of the struggles I have.
Yeah.
And had basically gotten to the point where no matter how many times I talk to my doctor, there's really not a new answer. So it's like, that. Okay, well, I know I'm doing all I can, and I'm getting subpar results. So I'm like, okay, well, Western medicine has gone this far. So let me put some additional layer on top of that with some alternative therapies.
Yeah.
So, and for the most part, I feel like it's working.
And I think the way you approach things is healthy. But there are definitely people who don't.
Yeah. Yeah. So, then he goes on to say, podcasts, if you're obsessed with medical stuff, like myself, enjoy medical history and some humor with your learning, I highly recommend Sawbones, as a marital tour of misguided medicine. And it's hosted by some doctors. Oh no, a doctor and her comedic husband. So, and then tour, thank you for the Ella Pig appearance. I knew he would enjoy that. How dare you immediately after that get me all choked up? I'm not crying. You two are too sweet. This world doesn't deserve you. Thank you both for another amazing flip video. I'm already dying for the next one. What did you or we say after Ella Pig that got him choked up?
I don't remember.
I don't. We'll have to go back and rewatch that.
We'll have to.
Or maybe Tour. Tristan will remind us in the comments. Yeah, we got him choked up. Well, maybe you, because it was aimed at you. So Tour, because it says Tour, thank you for the Ella Pig appearance. But how dare you immediately after that get me all choked up? So it's your fault. So, yeah, I'd have to go back and see what he's talking about.
I know that was, well, I don't, was that before or after First Life Thoughts?
It would have been at the end, because I was reading comments, so it would be right after it.
So it was after it. So I don't know, maybe we might have commented about PANIQ.
Probably might have circled back to PANIQ, but
I can't remember.
Either one of us will watch it and remind ourselves, or Tristan will pop back into the comments and let us know.
Sometimes I forget things.
Yeah, our videos are kind of long.
I'm sorry.
Even though they post up at whatever length they are, they're actually much longer with breaks and stuff in the middle of whatever, for whatever reason. Yeah. But Zipper actually commented on Tristan's novel and said, Zipper. Tristan, don't make me blush. And then Tristan came back and said, but you look so good in pink. The two of them are cute. We need to get them in voice together.
They are cute.
All right, thank you for that, Tristan. Then Masumi was back. Yes, and she says, and can I add? Yes, I would love to be a part of the Rizzler dance crew. I need to get back to learning videos again. A few on my page, and been teaching myself with a little help from my sis. But don't mind at all. Es hora de bailar. Gracias, Duolingo. Yep, she's hitting Duolingo hard. All right.
Good.
Then Lark is back. She says, Lark. I've missed you guys. I have some catching up to do. I had comments along the way, but they are still sitting in the past. Anyway, I watched while I dismantled my land and smoothed everything out. I'm starting fresh. The prospect of gaining some land impact is exciting. So I replied to her and I said, welcome back. I know you're a regular commenter and I have missed you. Should I count you in on some dance crew action too? And then I said, what sort of look are you going with your land? And then she says, thank you. If the timing works out, I could be persuaded to join the dance crew. And she laughs. Coastal Maine is her inspiration for spring and summer on her land. Okay. So, look, she should send pictures when she's done with that.
Yeah.
So then Nadine Philly comes in. Thanks for another great video. Hiya, Zipper. There's actually an actress with the name, is it Saoirse? For the Irish name last week. And the way you say it compared to the spelling is wild. If it's an Irish name, I believe, she said. Saoirse, right? Saoirse?
I think so.
Yeah. And then Nadine also commented on my dance video and said, turned out so good. Heart emoji, loved it. And I actually got a score back from the professor of my teacher. And I got a pretty high score. So,
good.
You know, I'm just looking for comments. I'm not necessarily looking for a score, but you know, it's nice to get some feedback. I was wondering when I would get feedback because we've turned in 2 assignments and I don't recall feedback on the first one. So, but we did get feedback on the second one. So it was, he too said he could see an improvement between the first video and the second. But
yeah, there definitely was.
Yeah. So I've had more of a challenging week, so I wasn't really able to get to class this week. Good thing they're recorded, so I'm going to be catching up on that and trying to figure out when our next assignment is due. So more videos coming soon. But those are all the comments. I'm going to put my internet window down.
Okay.
So now that brings us to basically thank yous, because I've done my comments as I move my camera in a little bit of a clunky way. But I want to thank everyone who watches our videos, who likes, comments, and subscribes, and shares with friends. We appreciate any amount of time you spend with us. We know our videos are long. I don't know if you do just small chunks, watch it all at once, watch it over a couple of days, however you do it. Thank you for being here.
And we'll see you in the next video.